We have then, the next item of business, item 10, resolution 2016-15, setting final levy on all taxable property in the transit.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. The final levy is the same as the preliminary levy. We're already operating in the budget. We're into our third month of the budget, so this is just more or less a housekeeping item that needs to be passed.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Resolution's passed. Item number 11, update on Metrobus goals for 2017.
Right. It's hard for me to believe that 2016 is nearly over. So when we started preparing the goals for 17, I thought, I just can't believe this. But we have settled on 3 goals for 2017, and these goals are exciting. They'll provide us a lot of joy and a lot of challenges. But our first goal is to increase ridership. You mentioned here that there was a decrease in ridership. And for us, having increased ridership is a lot like a private sector having profits at the end of the year. This is what we do. We provide this service out into the community. So in order to meet our goal, we want to increase ridership next year by 2%. And that will enable us to provide more people with transportation services to doctor's appointments, job interviews, going to jobs, and going shopping for groceries. So that we're excited about that. And then our next goal is to develop a safety culture. We do have a very safe working environment here, but we can always do better. So we want to empower our employees to be like the safety police, if you will, the safety watchdogs, to be on the lookout for areas where they feel we can improve our safety here and avoid accidents and avoid workplace injuries. Then our third goal is to strengthen employee satisfaction. Those of us who work here spend a lot of our time here, and we want to make sure that our employees feel respected and appreciated while they're here. So in order to really understand what our employees are thinking, in January we're going to do a survey and find out what they really like best about working here at Metrobus, and then to identify the areas where they feel we could do a better job meeting their goals, helping them feel more appreciated, in order to build a workforce that is health and wellness centered. So those are the 3 goals that we'll be working on here at Metrobus next year. Then I want to talk about one additional goal, and that is a personal goal that I have. Over the last year, we've done some restructuring here, and we have, in essence, developed 2 departments, operations and planning, and administration and finance. And human resources was placed in administration and finance. So I want to talk about that first. It enabled us, I think, to have a real strong human resource department. Paula has been amazing to work with and to work for. And we've hired Kayla Filbert a little over a year ago, and she's our human resource specialist. She's done a great job for us. She's been busy hiring in this terrible job market. I've never seen one like it, but she has just been diligent and doing her level best to find us bus drivers and dispatchers. So I really like how this organizational structure is working for us. The other department we have is operations and planning, and I've never, in the 17 years I've worked here, seen more excitement and enthusiasm for operations. And Tom has done just a fabulous job working with Nikki and our new fixed route operations manager to do a continual improvement process within our operations. So with all of these stars lining up like they are, I am so confident, I'm so happy, I'm taking on a new challenge, and that new challenge is retirement. Sorry, I thought I could get through this.
Heck, we can help you, you're fired.
That'll make it easier.
January 31st. And I'm so excited about this. It may not look like it right now, but truly, this is something that I've been working for a long time. And I think Metrobus is in good hands, and this is just a good time to give opportunities to the next generation.
When is
Thank
this?
you.
When is this effective?
The 31st of January.
Oh, soon.
Yep.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
congrats.
Thank you for.
Yeah, it's been, I don't mean to be teary, but it has been a really good place to work.
Awesome.
So, thank you.
Good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Are you gonna hire a replacement before you go?
No. I have a new line around here, and it's not my problem.
We have that same line, actually.
Yeah, that's
These fine
after
people
before you're even
will
sworn in
figure
again.
this out, and they'll do a great job. I just want to assure you that
Yeah.
I'm not abandoning Metrobus. I'm leaving it in very, very good hands.
Those guys have a problem.
What's that?
Those guys have a problem.
Great
So
job.
anyway, thank you for the opportunities you've given me.
Well, good. And
That was not on the agenda.
that
Yeah.
was.
The retirement.
Not the
No,
retirement.
the retirement was not. That's
We
the
can't
goal,
approve
though.
it.
We can't
One of the
approve it.
goals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's some great goals, and you're right, it's a great organization. I've, been part of Metrobus for a long time.
Oh, after
As,
that, Bob.
I'm sitting way over there,
Yeah.
keep moving over. But no, appreciate your service, and actually, it's been a nice, transition, and I really appreciate this too, Ryan. One of the things that you've done with is allowed and brought in, I remember years ago, and it's no offense to Dave, because Dave did a great job also, but I really appreciate the opportunity of these board meetings to have members of your staff talk about what they're doing on a regular basis. That normally wasn't the case. Everything was reported from up here. It's great to have that, so it's more helpful and to really understand and feel the passion for what folks do too, I think is great, so appreciate that change. And speaking of which, we'll move to Tom now. The next item, update on the Fifth Avenue project.
Yeah, I can't upstage Arlene, but I'll do what I can here. Just a real quick update for you, commissioners. Our two St. Cloud reps are aware of this. I just thought we'd share this with the whole board. But Fifth Avenue is going to be reconstructed alongside of the transit center this summer, probably starting from what city staff is telling us, probably late May, early June. The two-block section of Fifth Avenue from Highway 23 to St. Germain Street is going to be completely tore up. All new utilities, all new sidewalk, curb, and bituminous surface. So it's gonna require us to change our operation for the summer. Probably similar to when we renovated the transit center in 2012. We actually closed the transit center and moved the fleet over to the Lady Slipper lot using the parallel parking stalls on First Street and 6th Avenue. So we've started discussion with city staff on that process of essentially closing the transit center off for the fleet, but keeping the facility open for customers, because there still will be pedestrian access to the transit center, which is a little different than when we did the renovation. When we did the renovation, we had to close the building completely. At least this time, we'll be able to have the facility open, the restrooms will be open, customer service will be open. There'll just be some distance between the transit center and where the buses are parking. But it's going to be for the whole summer, probably the months of June, July, and August. The goal is to have Fifth Avenue reopened by early September. So it will be an inconvenience for our customers for the summer. We're going to have to, similar to when we did the transit center renovation project, we're going to do a lot of communication with them, make sure they know where the buses are going to be, what we're going to be doing. So it's going to require us to start that process probably later on this winter as we get into spring. Just thought it'd be a good time to mention it to you since it's kind of fresh in our mind in the meetings we recently had with city staff. We also will be getting a bill for the project, so it'll be in next year's budget. Fortunately, it's not in the 2017 budget, so we'll have to plan for it next year, but we will be assessed for those improvements at the same time. But we are excited about it from the vantage point of this is the kickoff of the opportunity to freshen up downtown. A new streetscape, a new look, a new feel for downtown. We're as much a part of downtown as the businesses and the other entities that do business in downtown. So, we want to be a contributor to that look and feel too at the same time. So, we're looking at it from a positive that we can maybe freshen up our look at the same time. We'll work with city staff and their consultants to see what kind of streetscape improvements we might do on our little corner of 5th Avenue, 1st Street as that project develops too. So we'll bring you some things as that develops here over the next couple of months and see if we can do that at the same time. So that's what I've got for you at this point.
How do we think? How do we think that project will affect the 2% goal for ridership increase?
Well, any disruption in service is going to be a challenge for ridership because people may say, "Look, it's an inconvenience for me. I'm not going to ride." But that's our challenge that we're going to have to try to overcome. We're going to have to put a lot of positive information out there for our customers. We're going to have to step up our customer service. Maybe have some additional staff available to help those customers that maybe are feeling a little lost. So, we're going to have to look at the big picture and make a little more investment in those customers to make sure that, we don't lose any along the way, that, they don't feel like they can, not ride because of that inconvenience. When we did the Trans Center renovation, we didn't feel a loss in ridership during that time period. And, we're kind of hoping that the same thing will happen again. We gave them an amenity. There was a passenger waiting area where the buses were being parked. So, we didn't leave them out in the cold or in the rain. We gave them some comforts so that they felt like, they could still use our services without being disrupted too bad.
Cool. Thank you.